1, 2, and 3. Make some reserves, never play one.
Are they players playing both Regu?
No.
Cannot.
Yeah. So we're both in blues, yeah. Fuck me.
Okay.
Okay, coming to the live pictures. Rolling bumper first.
A very good afternoon from Perses, the Sepaktakraw Federation of Singapore, for our special coverage of the National C Division Boys Sepaktakraw Final. That is slated to start in about 4 minutes time, 1:30, and both teams going through their final preparations, and we will feature Woodlands Secondary School taking on Northlight School. And this promises to be a very exciting encounter with students from both schools coming in full support. Two matches will be going on concurrently, with the third and fourth place match between Jurongville and Fuchun happening in the court parallel to us. But our focus is on the final between Woodlands Secondary and Northlight. It is a best of 3 Regus, 3 matches, and there will be 3 sets per Regu. And of course, first to 2 wins it. There is an option I hear of a possibility that if a match is decided in 2 Regus, that there will be a third Regu to be played just to give the rest of the players an opportunity to compete. So stay tuned for that. If there is a clean sweep of 2 Regus to love, we will update you if there is going to be a third Regu. First to 15 points per set. If it is 14 all, then it will be best. Beg your pardon, if it's 14 all, then it will go to the team that wins by 2 clear points. Just awaiting the teams to get on the courts and get the action underway. Woodlands Secondary School in the dark blue strip up against Northlight School, who will be in the lighter blue color. And here is the officials just going through the final checks. This is our first coverage coming to you from Perses, the Sepaktakraw Federation of Singapore, and it is a decent location for
A very good afternoon, ladies and
the
gentlemen.
C Division Boys Sepaktakraw Final.
Games Sepaktakraw competition. Before we begin, just a couple of yes, you can cheer for your school. rules. For the players, playing school players, could you kindly put your bags up on the ledge rather than leaving your bags on the floor, as it may affect your play later on. So, all the players, please put your bags on the ledge. And for the spectators, yes, we welcome all your cheers, but do remember to have good sportsmanship. We all cheer, but no jeer. Alright? Let's hear it for your school one more time. Let's give them a round of applause. That's the way.
Well, the atmosphere really building here ahead of the final. And plenty of memories to be kept, I'm sure, for such a big occasion.
Northlight. And Woodlands. Alright. Okay, let's wait for our games to begin.
Well, we're about just ready to go in a fervent atmosphere here.
When the referee is calling out the scores for the service, we do appreciate if you can keep silent. Do not cheer at those moments. Alright, remember? Thank you.
Well, good job by the MC to provide the house rules for the spectators here. And we are looking forward to the National C Division Boys Sepaktakraw final coming up really soon, with Regu #1 coming up between Woodlands Secondary School and Northlight School. And spectators, young and old, looking forward to cheer on their respective teams, schoolmates, classmates, parents, brothers, sisters coming down. And a slight delay in the start to the matches here, as the lines have not been aligned on the courts. Well, that issue has been solved on the main court here for the final, but still to rectify that on the court, that will see the third and fourth playoff. They've only had the entire day to get this ready.
Alright, one more announcement here. Do we also request for any cameraman besides our official media? Cameramen from the various schools, could you please do your filming from second floor? Otherwise, you will interfere with the running space for the players later on. Alright, once again, cameramen, could you kindly move your cameras upstairs? Thank you.
Well, we do apologize for the delay. We just need to get our house in order, so to speak. And we get all the lines drawn properly, so there will be no mistake if the ball is in or out. Of course, prevents any controversy. Well, as we await the start of the final, do leave your comments as we are live now on Facebook and YouTube on One Play Sports. Leave a comment on who you are supporting, who will be the National C Division Boys Sepaktakraw champion. Give it up if you are a supporter of Woodlands Secondary School, or how about Northlight School? Will they be the champions? Leave your comments, and perhaps the player we should look out for in the final. We love to hear from you. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. And do subscribe, follow, like, and share our content, as we hope to bring you the best of the National School Games. And we will continue our coverage with, of course, the Uni Games coming up very shortly. We endeavor to bring you all-round coverage of the school sports competitions here in Singapore. And here is Woodlands Secondary School having last-minute instructions from their teacher in charge, from their coach. And this is a big moment, of course, for these students. The C division comprising of students 13 years, 14 years of age.
Right, once again, reminder for our spectators.
And perhaps the highlight of their sporting career thus far.
The moment when the referee shall reading out the score. All right. All right. Teams are getting ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
And here we go. And let the games begin. And the pre-match handshakes by Woodlands Secondary and Northlight School as we prepare for Regu number 1. Well, an elaborate cheer to set us underway for Northlight School. And here is their starting 3. For Northlight, number 2 is Muhammad Zikri Hakim. Number 4, Nur Akil Martin. And number 7, their captain for Regu number 1, Azurin Shah. And Woodlands Secondary School ready with their players, and their first 3 is number 4 Raihan Ihsan, number 10 Akil Amani, and number 13 their captain Muhammad Kabir. The coin toss and a decision on who will start, and of course there will be a few minutes for these teams to warm up and get their bearings ahead of the final. So let's enjoy the teams going through the final processes of their warm-ups as we await the start of competition between Northlight and Woodlands Secondary. All right, so warm-up Sadan. Here we go. In Regu number 1. So best of 3 Regus. Here is Regu number 1. 3 sets per Regu, first to 15. And here we go with Northlight to begin. And Nor Akil Martin will be the server, being fed by Azurin Shah. Here's the serve. Trap and sets himself up for the first point to Woodlands Secondary by Rehan Isan. Well, he tried the spike. Well, half-hearted attempt and early advantage to Woodlands. Oh, that's a fantastic block by Raihan Isan. And first blood to Woodlands Secondary School, who take a 3-love lead. And they have risen to the occasion. And now their turn to serve through Muhammad Kabir, the captain. He's long with that, just a little too enthusiastic. And the first point to Northlight. Raihan will feed to Muhammad Kabir. And the serve, so important to set yourself up. And there was a cheeky little header, wasn't it, by Azurin Shah. They were expecting the spike, the kill shot, and just the depth of touches enough to add another point to Northlight. 3-2, still Woodlands lead. Well, another serve going long. Not the best of starts by Muhammad Kabir, and we are level 3-all. That trap wasn't good by Muhammad Kabir. And Northlight, for the first time, take the lead. The serve important, the trap is also important. It's a nervy start, isn't it, for Muhammad Kabir, the Woodlands Secondary captain. And perhaps the occasion just getting the best of him in this early stage. And a timeout is being taken, and the coach just having a word with Muhammad Kabir, telling him, just calm down. Oh, hard to keep calm. It's just the crowd here at Perses watching, and the entire Singapore population on the One Place Sports Facebook and YouTube page. Well, timeout taken by Woodlands Secondary. They trail by 5 points to 3 in the first set of Regu number 1. Northlight still with their serve. And here is the kill with the head. And that timeout working wonders for Woodlands. And Raihan Ihsan, who seems to be the killer for Woodlands Secondary, and with that header, reduces the deficit. All 3 touches made by Muhammad Hakim. Off the net. A little hard to adjust, and again, Raihan Ihsan doing the business at the nets. And we are level at 5-all. And he didn't need the 3 touches there. Woodlands Secondary just needed that 1. And they take the lead, 6-5. And Raihan Ihsan has been the difference for Woodlands. Very effective at the net. And Mohammad Kabir has been more influential with his serve. And that's an awkward one for Nur Arkil Martin. And that point goes to Woodlands Secondary. And now they have a 2-point lead. It's a set, and Raihan does well to put it above. And gets the luck of the bounce as well. Raihan, well, he has been key for Woodlands Secondary School as they lead 8-5. Well, Akil Amani coming into the space of Mohammad Kabir, who's playing the role of Tok Gong. Those really should have been left to the Woodlands captain. Here's the set. Just lack of communication, lack of awareness of their surroundings. And it is 8-7, still Woodlands Secondary in the lead on their serve. Again, miscommunication, giving away cheap points. And we are at 8-all. Well, he tried to block there, didn't he? Raihan just clips off the net to the advantage of Northlight, who lead 9-8. Oh, what a block that was by Raihan Ihsan, second time in this first set. Spectacular acrobatic roll spike by Northlight, by great block. Kabir with the trap, and Raihan couldn't get that across. (10-9) to Northlight. It's Raihan who puts that over with an outside kick. And they get the point again. Woodlands Secondary, 10 all. What a fascinating encounter we have here. The trap and set made by Akil. An awkward fall that was by Azrin Shah. He got the points for Northlight, but an awkward landing. Fantastic work. That is brilliant work by Muhammad Zikri Hakim. With the trap, the set, and the kill all by himself. It's a good serve by Kabir. Well, one too many touches by Raihan Ihsan. And Northlight, 12-11 in front. Well, Nur Akil Martin couldn't respond from that serve. And we are at 12 all. And that's the roll spike. And he's up for it, isn't he? Azrin Shah, the captain of Northlight. This Raihan who puts it back. And here he goes. And he gets it. Azrin Shah with the spectacular. And they are at set points. Northlight. With Nur Akil to serve. Azrin Shah. Oh, I looked for that again. Oh, they get a point back. Woodlands Sec. And just a point between these two teams. Northlight still with the lead, 14-13. Still set points for Northlight. Azrin Shah only finds the net, and we go to deuce, 14 all. Kabir with the serve. One more touch is needed, and they get it over. Raihan's head. And that's a point. They weren't expecting that from Azrin. An advantage once again to Northlight. (15-14). Oh, it's an awkward one by Kabir. They need to get this over. And they do. They save a point. For now, Azrin. And here's a chance for Raihan to put them level. And that's an awkward one. And they can't save it. And the first set goes to Northlight School. 16-14. Well, advantage to Northlight School. They lead by 1-0 in the first Regu. And Woodlands Secondary will begin this second set. And Kabir will continue to serve. Well, captained by Zikri Hakim. And again, at the net, that's where he's most effective, Raihan Ihsan, winning most of his points with a header. 1-0 to Woodlands. Oh, fantastic by Azrin Shah once again. Oh, that roll spike, absolutely devastating as far as he is concerned. 1-1. Just lack of communication by Northlight, giving that point to Woodlands. Oh, that's a great block. Out from absolutely nowhere, Raihan Ihsan with the block. Woodlands with the advantage. Well, that was an awkward one by Akil Amani, and he puts his hands up in recognition of that error. Well, not often that we see an ace in Sepaktakraw. We've just seen one. And it is 3-3. Woodlands to serve. And that's gone wide, way wide, and Northlight in the lead, 4-3. Woodlands to serve, trailing by 1. It's a cheeky one. It was just a little movement, wasn't it, by Azrin Shah that just put off Raihan Ihsan at the net. And Northlight 5-3 in the lead. And remember, if they win this set, they win Regu number 1, Northlight. Fantastic winner at the net, Raihan Ihsan doing what he does best with the head and reduces the deficit. 5-4 to Northlight. Well, fantastic with the trap, the set and the kill. Textbook Sepaktakraw by Woodlands Secondary School. 5-5. And that was a good serve by Nur Akil Martin. And they didn't really react to that, Woodlands. 6-5 in the lead. Northlight. Oh, that's a cheap point to give away by Nur Akil. We go level again, 6-all. Tried a spectacular once again. Perhaps doubted himself, didn't really go for it at the net. Azurin and Woodlands in the lead, 7-6. Well, he's shown that he's capable of fantastic serves, and that was a difficult one to deal with. And now a 2-point advantage for Woodlands Secondary School, who lead 8-6, timeout taken by Northlight. Back from the timeouts. Northlight trailing by 2. Oh, that was a block, wasn't it? By Raihan at the net. And now 3-point advantage for Woodlands Secondary. He seems to be walking with a permanent limp the amount of times he goes for those spectacular finishes there, Azurin Shah. Oh, got that header all wrong. Seven, 9 the score. With Northlight serving. And almost celebrating before the ball hit the ground. Azurin Shah. 8-9 the score. Well, just ran out of space in the end. Nur Akil Martin. And Woodlands get the point. A little bit of breathing space. They lead 10-8. And a header too hot to handle for Azurin Shah. And another point for Woodlands, who lead 11-8. It's so important they keep their composure as they look to level things up. And that's another point, much closer. 12-8, 3 points away from leveling it up at 1 set apiece. Oh, that's a great serve. With the celebration as well, Muhammad Kabir. And this time, that roll spike works in the favor of Azharan Shah. And the crowd loves that.
Tell your wife. Tell him you're gonna take pictures and his wife.
Azharan keeps that in play for the kill. Oh, he got that totally wrong. Raihan Ihsan at the net. Still much work to be done by Northlight, still trailing 13-10. Raihan with the header. Well, he didn't know if he should have left that one out. And Northlight with another point. And slowly getting their way back into this one. And timeout taken by Woodlands Secondary School. Great crowd here at the Sepaktakraw Federation of Singapore, Perses, as it is known. And there we are watching the Northlight fans. And keep the comments coming here on Facebook and YouTube. We are reading them with great interest. And here we have the Woodlands Secondary School fans with the teachers in charge as well. Back in action. Woodlands to serve. And they were waiting for each other, and now set points for Woodlands Secondary. (14-11). And they get it. We are level here. One set apiece in Regu number 1 between Woodlands Secondary School and Northlight School. And here we go for the third and final set in Regu number 1. The decider. It's so important to get the early advantage to go 1 Regu to love up. We go into the decider. Oh, Raihan's header just too strong. Needed to hit that down instead of hit that up. And first point in the third set to Northlight. That's great work again, and that's where he is most effective. He won't go for the roll spike, Raihan Ihsan, he'll go for his head. But who cares, it is devastating when he gets it right. And that's great work. A header into the backcourt, that's unanswerable. And Woodlands take the lead, 2-1. Well, it's that battle at the net between Azharin Shah and Raihan Ihsan. That is the big battle. You win that battle, you'll win the game most likely. And that's great work once again, Azharin Shah. And we come to expect that from him with the spectacular roll spike. And once again, 2 in a row by Azharin. (4-2) to Northlight. And after all that hard work, they give a point to Woodlands. 4-3. Oh, that's wild. And we are level, 4-all. Oh, they made a mess of that, Woodlands. They really did. 5-4 to Northlight. As we see more fans make their way into the Sepaktakraw Federation. Well, they're coming apart here, Woodlands. And again, Azharin. Well, what a spectacular player we have here. And Northlight lead 7-4. And that's another error on the serve. 8-4 to Northlight. And they will change ends. As is the rules in the middle of every deciding set. And a timeout taken by Woodlands Secondary School. But back in action after that timeout, Northlight with the advantage. Can they close this one out? Oh, he did his best to keep that in play, Muhammad Zikri. But Raihan, with his strong header, brings the point to Woodlands. Oh, they just roll on top of the net. Oh, spectacular work, both by Azrin Shah and by Raihan. Well, really unlucky for Azrin. And that's a big couple of points for Woodlands. 8-6, Northlight still lead. And they've done well to save that. And that's a spectacular point for Woodlands. And a mini comeback coming up by the team in dark blue. And that's gone wide. And finally they get on the board once again, Northlight. (9-7) to Northlight. Oh, fantastic save. That's absolutely fantastic by Azrin Shah. (10-7) to Northlight. And Azrin already has his own highlight reel from this final alone. And they love that, the Woodland supporters. just didn't settle himself, Mohammad Zikri. And timeout taken by Northlight. With only 1 point separating the two sides in the deciding set in the first Regu. Northlight will serve. Trailing 9-10. They can find a Northlight in the lead 11-9. It's Azrin. Always expect the spectacular when he gets a touch. Well, I'm not sure if he meant that. Right hand is on, but it works anyway. (10-11) Woodlands serve. Azrin with the header. And that was poor by Akil Amani. And Northlight with a 2-point lead. And that's a fantastic header. And they trade points, the two schools. That's a nervous touch by Akil. Northlight 2 points away from taking the first Regu. That goes wide by Zikri. There's a much needed point for Woodlands. (13-12), just a point in this. 13-all. Wow. Rare mistake by Nora Kill. And he does it again. And now match point to Woodlands for Regu number 1. What a turnaround. Who saw this coming? For the first Regu. And they get it! Unbelievable stuff! Woodlands Secondary School take the first Regu in dramatic fashion.
Tomorrow you going office? Tomorrow you going office or straight?
And we are back for Regu number 2 between Northlight School and Woodlands Secondary School. Woodlands with the advantage, having won the first Regu. Remember, this is a best of 3 Regus. First to 2 wins the championship. Woodlands Secondary already with 1 Regu, and now we await the outcome of Regu number 2. Woodlands Secondary School will serve to start this, and Northlight get the first points. Northlight will be made up of Charles Clement Peter, who's number 1, Muhammad Rifki Afian, number 9, and number 15 is Muhammad Khairis. That's the first touch for Muhammad Khairis. Doesn't get a good enough touch. And Northlight's killer seems to be number 9, Muhammad Rifki Afian. Has big shoes to fill in comparison to his teammate Azrin Shah, who was in the first Regu. And I believe there has been a late change to the Woodlands secondary lineup to the second Regu. They have Muhammad Taki, who's number 5, Nur Hakib, who's number 6. They were slated to start with number 12, Rizki Anaki Aiman, but it does seem to be number 1 instead, who's come on in place of him, Muhammad Al-Kushairi. (3-1) to Woodlands, who lead. And that's a loose touch by Muhammad Khairis. And Woodlands well on their way in the beginning of Regu number 2. Oh, well, that serve wasn't good enough, and it was the feed from Muhammad Al-Kushairi. And that header wide. And Woodlands with another point. And they've dominated this first set of Regu number 2. And the feed wasn't good enough. Nerves creeping into Northlight. And that serve is wide, or is it? Woodlands leading 9-3. Again, a lack of communication. And Northlight might bring a change here to arrest this slide. Woodlands leading 11-2, I beg your pardon. They've been dominant. teams being called back from their timeout. Northlight in real trouble, and they need to respond. But perhaps that will come in the second set. A change coming up. And Muhammad Khairis will be replaced by number 10, Muhammad Shafiq. Well, not a good day at the office for Muhammad Khairis. And Charles Clement Peter will wear the captain's armband for Northlight. Serve coming in for Woodlands. And that's gone wide. And after the spectacular fare that we had in the first Regu, a little bit more one-sided in this one, as that error comes in by Nur Hakim. Straight onto the head of Muhammad Al-Kushairi, who couldn't direct it back into play. There seems to be a change coming up as well for Woodlands Secondary School. And Nur Hakim will be replaced by number 7, Muhammad Uzair. And changes for both sides. And that serve clipping the net. That's allowed in Sepaktakraw. And Muhammad Shafiq, who will be the server, has been effective. And that goes wide. (13-5) Woodlands lead, 2 points away from taking the first set of Regu number 2. That's a wild serve by the substitute, Muhammad Uzair. And 13-7. That serve wide. Well, that's a tough one. They can't retrieve it. And we go to set points. Set point for Woodlands. And Regu number 2 hasn't really built up to the expectations of Regu number 1. Well, that's long, and that's wide, and that's set number 1 to Woodlands Secondary, who take it 15-7. Now Woodlands Secondary School, one set away from being crowned champions of the National C Division. And first point to them as that serve from Mohammad Shafiq goes wide. It's a much better serve, still alive, but they get the points somehow. There's a little mix-up between Woodlands and 1-1. Here's the serve coming in by Shafiq. The trap and the set by Uzair, still alive. Here's Uzair. And they need to get rid, they do. Good touch on by Taki. Uzair. And they get the points. Woodlands. Uzair serve. And they get a point. Fantastic work by Mohammad Taki down the left side of the court. Well, that was a little too difficult for Mohammad Rifki Afian to help on. And Woodlands pulling away as they did. As they did in the first set, in the second Regu. Oh, that was an awkward one. It hit the top of the net and bounced in favor of Northlight. (2-4), Northlight still trail. And a little bit too much juice on that by Mohammad Shafiq. 5-2, Woodlands lead. That goes wide, point to Northlight. 5-3, Woodlands. Slowly getting themselves back into this. Northlight, they desperately need to win this set. And another point to Northlight, slowly getting their way back into this. And that's courtesy of the serves by Mohammad Shafiq. Nervy moments for Uzair, who is not only the server but the Tukgong as well for Woodlands when defending. Good retrieval there by Shafiq. And another point for Woodlands. 6-4, they lead. And timeout taken by Northlight. And Woodlands to serve. Leading 6-4. Good save that was by Uzair. Uzair with the set. Taki couldn't close that one out. Here's Taki with a touch. You need to get this over, and they do. Northlight with the point. That shot is long, and we are level. Northlight have fought their way back into this. Oh, that's by Shafiq, and he puts his hand up in apology. And Woodlands regain the lead. Zaya, oh, they clash, and they get it over. Well, somehow they managed to get it over. Woodlands secondary. Zaya and Taki somehow managing between themselves. 6-8, Northlight trail on their serve. Zaya puts it back. Good save by Shafiq. It's Taki! And that goal celebrated, a point celebrated like a goal. And Taki again at the net, doing what his team requires him to do. (9-6) to Woodlands. Zaya needs to save this with another touch, and does it well. They can't get that point, Northlight, and now 5 points away from being the champions. Woodlands secondary. Zai with the set to Taki. That's in. That's in. Good point for Northlight. That's a superb accuracy, in fact. (10-7) to Woodlands. And 2 points in a row for Northlight. And they will get the serve from here. (8-10). Oh, that was a nervy inside pass. And Northlight, as they've done earlier in this second set, fighting their way back. Still trailing. And they level it up, 10-all. And great fight back, great character by Northlight. Oh, got that one wrong, Mohammad Shafiq. And Woodlands take a timeout, leading 11-10. Oh, 4 points to glory for Woodlands Secondary. 11-10, they lead, they serve. Through Mohammad Uzair. And that's the first real roll spike we've seen by Muhammad Rifki Afian. And they level it up, Northlight, 11-all. Oh, pity. Pity that is by Charles Clement Peter. 12-11 Woodlands lead. Reaching the climax of this second set. Will we go to a third or will it end here? Taki. Uzair Natuk Gong to Taki with the kill. Well, it just seems that Mohammad Al-Kushairi was distracted by something. And it is 12-all. Muhammad Shafiq to serve for Northlight. A good spike that was by Rifki. Well, they try to save it, but they can't. And Woodlands with the points as they edge closer to victory. (12-13). And they get a point. That's fantastic work with the inside foot by Muhammad Al-Kushairi. Set point, match point, championship point for Woodlands Secondary School, a point away from being the champions of the National C Division. No, I believe the celebration a little bit too premature. Or is it? And they get the point actually, not quite sure how that went in, but they get the point. And they get the victory here, Woodlands. (15-7, 15-12). They take this National C Division Boys Sepaktakraw final by 2 Regus to love. Woodlands Secondary School, the champions. Commiserations to Northlight School, who end up as runners-up. And we leave you with the final images of the teams greeting each other. A match that has been played in great spirits. Confirmation that Woodlands Secondary School winning it by 2 Regus to love over Northlight School. They are the champions of the National C Division Boys Sepaktakraw Championships. I'm Duncan Elias. Great action from the Singapore Sepaktakraw Federation, Perses, as we leave you with final images of Woodlands celebrating their championship victory over Northlight School.
Woodlands!
Coming out already.
Mic test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, go rolling
Alright,
bumper
ladies and
in 5,
gentlemen, boys and girls, teachers, we have come to the conclusion of the